Happy New Year!
Yay! All right, if you guys are new here, welcome to Finding Our Forte. I'm Camille.
I'm Aaron.
And of course, we are the main people in Finding Our Forte, but just a little bit about who we are. Aaron, you want to tell them about our family?
So it's me, Camille. We have a son, Carson, daughter, Avery, and a dog, Ace.
Yeah, we had to. Rest in peace, Charlie. We miss you.
We do.
But now we're down to a family of 5, right? The 2 of us, 2 kids, ages 4 and 6 now. Oh my gosh.
We getting old.
And this channel is about how we travel together as a family to make sure that it's accessible for everyone. So you'll see us cover a wide range of travel. We'll talk about RVing, we'll talk about staycations,
Cruising,
cabins, cruising, and then of course your old-fashioned like road trips and getting in a plane and going somewhere. So hopefully you guys will stick around and stay tuned. This video though is our recap of 2025.
definitely.
So, so silly. I threw it to you. You was like, yeah, okay.
Well, that's because I didn't think you was going to talk about 25. That's why I thought we was going to encompass a lot more, but it's okay.
Okay.
All right.
That's fine. Okay, so let's recap 2025. We didn't do a whole lot of travel this year, but that's because we did something really big, which was move across the entire country to Washington State. Aaron, you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, we started off in Georgia, and our parents live in North Carolina, so we transitioned from Georgia to North Carolina for a week just to get everything set up, and then we started on the journey all the way across the country. So it was about a 7-day trip that we took, and we stayed in KOAs. We stayed in a Love's gas station that actually has parking for RVs for a little bit shorter stays. It was a great adventure. We stopped at a bunch of different places. We got to see the Arch in St. Louis. We also got to see Mount Rushmore in Wyoming. So along the way, we did a whole bunch of things. So it was exciting. It was tiring because we didn't technically plan for it the way we wanted to. We thought we had it correctly. So we were going to sit there and use one of our vehicles to sit there and pretty much pack all our things up that we were going to take. And essentially that didn't go as planned. So we had to rent a U-Haul, which meant we had to drive in 3 separate cars. So Camille's parents were in their truck, which was pulling the RV. I was in my car. Camille was in her car. And we was all by ourselves. Camille had the kids most of the time, so that was kind of, I was in the clear because I had all the storage, so I was cool just driving by myself. It was lonely, but I was cool.
Yeah, you guys heard that right. We drove 40 hours over 7 days to get here. But now we're in a new state, which means we get to bring you guys new content about the Pacific Northwest and hopefully break some of these myths out here. If you hear like it's always dreary and like, what do you guys do out there?
A lot.
This is the perfect time for us to tell you exactly why people love it out here. So we cannot wait to bring that to you. The reason it took us a little bit though is because with a big cross-country move, we had to find everything again, right? We had to establish a new community, new schools, new activities, new babysitting, right? We are away from our family, so that tweaks our channel a little bit, makes us have to be a little more creative, but we find that it's actually a really good opportunity because now we can focus on those micro trips, which is essentially like weekend getaways where we take a break from our busy schedule, go out, show you guys something new, and we get to make memories together as a family. So I can't wait. What was harder than expected this year?
Honestly, for me, I feel like harder than expected was just the transition of coming here and trying to establish all the new things. We've been on the East Coast our entire lives, so just coming out west, just trying to get a good feel for the vibe out here. I love it. It's great, but just trying to feel your way through everything, and that was kind of hard for me. because I'm like an introverted extrovert. Like I love going out to do things, but I also enjoy just sitting in the house, watching movies, playing games, doing all those things. So Camille has been forcing me to get out a lot more so I can sit there and enjoy this wonderful community that we're in. So like that's probably the hardest thing for me, but it's also probably one of the best things that we've done. So I'm glad that she's pushing me.
I agree. I am pulling him out of his shell, which is funny because I'm the more introverted of the both of us. And so the fact that I'm dragging you out is kind of funny. Let's see. What do I think was the hardest? I think that just being away from family. So this isn't Aaron and I's first time living away from our parents, right? Like we graduated from school. I think I've been away a little bit longer from home than you have.
Yes.
But we've been in the same state as our parents. We've been in the West, so we were in New Mexico for a couple years. But all of that was before we had kids.
Yeah.
And so it was just him and I, and like, yes, we love our parents and they're great, but we didn't really like need them for a lot. And then we had kids. And
then
so
we realized we needed them a whole lot.
Yeah, it was very nice to have those 6 years where family was really close. And so it was hard for all of us to have such distance between us. But I think getting here and finding community in other families that have kids, right? We've met families through the kids' schools. We've met people through just moving out here, and they all have kids around the same age. And so that's helped make it feel a little less lonely.
Definitely.
But I agree. I think that was a really, really difficult part. What do you think the kids loved the most about this year?
They just enjoy just being around us and taking trips. Like they love the RV. So they enjoy being in an RV. If we take any RV trips, that's what they enjoy. They love just being in an RV, just playing with their toys. But the fact that they're in an RV, they are completely content and satisfied with doing that. So for them, anything RV related, they are okay.
Yeah. I agree. I think there was one morning not too long ago where Carson woke up and he said, "Mommy, I just love when we do new experiences as a family." And I was like, "Aw." And then immediately I was like, "What are you trying to get me to buy?" Because that sounds like you just want me to spend money on things.
Yep. That's a very expensive question.
What did we learn this year as creators?
Just being ourselves, talking to you guys through the camera. Those are probably, for me, those are the things that I've learned to do a little bit better than I have in all of our previous videos. Like, hopefully you can see the progress and growth. So that's what I've been trying to get better at that and talking to you guys a lot more. Because I know in the beginning it was all Camille, and then I would just pop in with one worders, not even one liners, one worders, and, and that's how it was. And it wasn't. It's like I wasn't quite sure how I was supposed to get involved in this, but that was it. Like I was sitting there just trying to find my way, and I feel like I'm getting better and better with each time I'm talking to you guys.
I agree. So for those of you who have stuck with us from the beginning, thank you. Like big hearts.
Definitely.
How the kids do it now. I think it's something like that. Yeah. Big hearts to all of you because it was rough, but you got to start somewhere, right? And like everyone says, just get it out there. And that's what we did. And so hopefully you guys have seen that not only the style of video has grown, but like the content and the points that we bring to you about different places that we go, the topics that hopefully we'll cover this year. That's kind of one of the areas of growth that we're working towards. And then, our comfort in front of the camera. I know for the longest, it took a while for me to learn exactly where I was supposed to look, especially if you have a camera with a screen.
Yes.
And so my mind was like, yes, there you are in screen, but I was looking at my reflection and not the camera. So we all grow. Okay, so moving into 2026, what are some goals that you would like to share with our family out here about what we want to accomplish in 2026?
Well, The number one goal is just being a little bit more consistent. I think we can be a lot more consistent now because we're not going through this major transition and major change. That was important for us, so we wanted to kind of focus on it and build our structure first before we kind of just dove into going a lot more places and doing a lot more things, and not having a structure for us to sit there and fall back on. And when, times get hard and times get difficult. So we wanted to sit there and establish that first. But now that we have, and it's a new year, and 2026 is the year of great beginnings and new starts. We want to sit there and, for us, even just to explore a lot more, especially us, this is our first time being out in the Pacific Northwest. We want to do all the stuff. So we're going to sit there and try to provide some hiking, to provide a bunch of different things that, the Pacific Northwest has to offer. There's some Alaskan cruises that I want to try. So hopefully you will indulge me on that.
Oh, I'm always down to get on a boat. We just got to find the time.
Yes. So those are some goals that we're trying to be forthright with. So just bear with us. We're excited about these things. So we're going to try to be more consistent and try to publish something every week, so you can see our experiences, so you can actually enjoy what's going on. And that way, when you get a chance, y'all can come out here and do the same things and experience it for yourself.
Yeah, I agree. I think consistency and a little bit of variety. Now that our kids are a little bit older, we can do a few more things.
Yep.
Get out and do a little bit more hiking and outdoorsy kind of stuff, but also enjoy some of the quirky things that I think the Northwest has to offer. And so I'm digging. I'm trying to find festivals. I'm trying to find like tulip blooms and all the things that if you type in what to do in the Pacific Northwest, it is here. So hopefully we will bring that to you. I think another big focus, like I said before, is kind of those micro trips. So trying to let you guys see behind the scenes, like how do we plan a trip? What does that look like? What goes into it? How do we get schedules to align? Are we taking time off from work? Are we pulling the kids from school? Like, what does that actually look like? So stay tuned. We will definitely give you guys some more insider views into how we take and translate that into real life, especially now that most of these, if not all of them, will be the four of us together, plus or minus the dog, depending on where we're going. Yeah, so you won't just get to see Aaron and I living our best life and exploring cities. We will truly be out there parenting.
Yeah, shout out to our parents for allowing us to do those things over the last few years. So that was really helpful to help us establish, and just for me and Camille, just to share some alone time with each other and experience some of the things that we have been doing prior to children. So like it was a nice release, and for that to happen, so appreciate it, Miss Carolyn and Mr. Calvin and Mom Dukes. So appreciate it.
Thank you guys. Superlative time. It wouldn't be a New Year video if we didn't do kind of a recap of what was our favorite. We will kind of touch to like the end of 2024 because I think there were some fun things that we did right there at the end that might get picked up in the superlative category. So first one, what was our best campground experience?
Oh, that's tough. We've been through a bunch of different campgrounds, whether it was in Savannah. We actually did two in Savannah. So we did those two. I enjoyed both of them. Jekyll Island was a good one. Jekyll Island was real nice. We seen raccoons and deer. They was just popping out everywhere. We was like, oh man. Oh, that's tough. I'll let you go first. I'm sitting there and dig.
The best actual campground that we visited within the last year, I'll probably give kudos to Jekyll Island. Although the KOAs that we went through across the country probably could have taken that top spot easily. We just weren't there for long enough to explore them. So I will give kudos to the KOA in Nashville and the KOA in, what was it, Black Hills, the one that was by
And
Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, that one was massive. Like I really wanted to explore that one. It was so cold that day.
Yeah,
We
it
couldn't
was
even.
cold. It was pouring down rain.
Yeah.
So I'll give credit to that one. I think that one was pretty awesome. And then the one in Billings, the first one, I thought that one would have been super nice to stay at. So I'm gonna give credit to Jekyll Island, but those were my top 3 runner-ups.
Oh, well, yeah. Now I think about it, Mount Rushmore probably would have been my favorite one, assuming wasn't raining and we was there for at least like 3-4 days. They had everything there, so I was like, man, like that was one that I wish we really had an opportunity to sit there and explore and experience.
Okay, next up, what was our favorite city surprise?
City surprise or city?
We'll do favorite city.
Chicago.
And then what surprised you in any city that we went to?
In any city?
Any city in the past year.
Oh, okay. All right. So definitely Chicago. And I don't know. Chicago was awesome. Like we did a bunch of things, and like what we try to do in our trips, we try to give you a bunch of information about the city and the places that we're going to. Because I'm a big history person and just learn about things. Camille is also as well. So every time we go somewhere, we try to throw some fun facts in there for you guys and stuff that we think is pretty cool. So Chicago was definitely one of them cities that was great for all those things. So whether it was going to the planetarium, the Field Museum, the Willis Tower. Tower was huge. Going out there standing on that, my legs gave out. I'm trying to tell you, like y'all think I'm playing. My body said no. So and I don't know how I got out there. I think I just closed my eyes and then somehow I just forced myself to go out there. Mind over matter, but my body was telling me no the entire time.
I agree. I think Chicago was my favorite one that we explored. And it also was probably my biggest surprise. So you hear about like, oh, you got to go to Chicago, but in the like winter time, I wouldn't want to go there because
it's freezing
with the huge lake and like the I bet it's for a special kind of person that's not me. But in the summer, chef's kiss. There was just so many things to do. I think I just enjoyed like how friendly the people were in the big city and just the different types of activities and architecture. So I'm not an architecture buff, but I can appreciate different styles of architecture, especially in cities that have been around for a long time. And so that's why Savannah's really close to my heart, and like Charleston and St. Augustine. But seeing all the different architecture in Chicago and being able to take that like riverboat cruise where they point out the buildings from different eras. I really enjoyed that. I thought that was a really nice surprise.
Yeah, and also in Chicago, we did go past the Dark Knight's building where the bank was. So that like the opening scene of the Dark Knight. So they showed us exactly where that was. So that was kind of cool. Also, what I liked about Chicago was that there's like speakeasies all over the place, and we actually got into one. It sucks that it's not there anymore, but when we got into it, it was kind of cool. It was like it's only fit 8 people, and we got a chance to sit there, and it was like the mood was real dim. Everybody was talking. The bartenders were like excellent. They were nice and cooperative. Like they explained all the drinks that they have with a little bit of history behind them. So that was excellent. I enjoyed that. And also the zoo. The zoo was free. Yes. So you don't really come across zoos being free, but the zoo was free, and I forget some of the background, but it's kind of like within the grand scheme of things that I'm building the zoo, they kind of made like a deal with the city, and they're saying that the zoo has to be free the entire time it's open, so which is kind of cool. And I think they just renewed the contract, or they're going to renew the contract to keep it free. If I'm not mistaken, if I'm wrong, please comment down below. Anybody from Chicago, if you're watching, to let us know the real deal. But to my knowledge, that's what is going on.
Love it. Okay. Most scenic view.
Oh, man. At this point, it's got to be here in Washington, just seeing Mount Rainier. Like, you literally can see Mount Rainier from wherever you are. Like, and you're driving in, you're sitting there seeing mountains and you're like, oh man, like that's a huge mountain. And then you see Rainier, you're like, oh, that's not a huge mountain. Rainier's the huge mountain. So that's probably the most scenic view. And it probably makes more sense seeing it from Cary Park in Seattle, because you get to see the skyline of the Space Needle and you get to see Mount Rainier in the distance, especially on a nice like non-cloudy day. That's probably like one of the perfect views you could possibly see from a scenic standpoint. So for me, that's my scenic view.
Oh, absolutely. I agree. So like he said, from Cary Park on a clear day, you can see Seattle skyline with the Space Needle. You can see Mount Rainier. You can see the Cascades. And then across the sound, you can see the Olympic Mountains as well.
Yep.
And so it is just mountains and water and city, and it's phenomenal. But fun story on Mount Rainier, we didn't believe the hype, and it's because we're East Coast people, right? Like, our mountains are old, and so yeah, they're high, but it's like, ugh, whatever. And then you go places like Colorado or Montana, and they've got big mountains, and so you're like, yeah, okay,
right,
great, that's a big mountain. But when we were looking for places to like live out here, every single one, I kid you not, every single real estate listing had a shot of Mount Rainier. And I was like, there's no way. This must just be like, welcome to the area. This is our favorite mountain, and we're just going to post it. Not that you could actually see it from a lot of these places. And when we came out here to find a house, it was cloudy.
It was hot.
So
my bad, y'all. It was hot.
Oh, when we came out here, it was cloudy. It was like peak rain season, overcast. We saw nothing. We didn't even see like the Cascade Mountains. So we're like, I don't know what our view's gonna be, but we didn't see Rainier at all. What's the hype about? Whatever. And then we actually got out here, and I get it. The cameras don't do it justice. Like, we tried to take pictures, and you got to see it for yourself. So if there's no other reason that you come out to the Pacific Northwest, come at least once to see Mount Rainier in all her glory, especially when she's covered in snow. I mean, oh.
Definitely. Shout out to Montana, because the views in Montana driving out here, they were excellent. Like, we enjoyed every bit of it. It was scenic. They had some plains. You had mountains on one side, plains on the other side, vice versa. It was excellent. It was very, zen to drive through. So I understand why a bunch of people live out in Montana.
That northern Idaho, I'll give them that. So we had to cross through like the top part of Idaho.
Through Coeur d'Alene?
Yeah, near Coeur d'Alene. And they also have some really nice like tree covered mountains and lakes. And so those would be my backups. But
definitely,
hands down, out here won most scenic view. Longest travel day.
All right, so this one could go two ways. So we got longest travel day or one that felt the longest. The one that felt the longest was Sioux Falls to Mount Rushmore. I don't know for what it was. It was just dry. It was weird. It was like dry green, and it was like nothing. You're just driving straight, and it's like, oh gosh, like I was trying not to fall asleep. It was rough. And we stopped a few times. We stopped a few times to go see the Minuteman Missile Silo. We stopped to go see the Wall Drug Store. We stopped quite a few times before we got to Mount Rushmore, but for some reason that was supposed to be a 6-hour drive, and it felt like 15. And trust me, like, we had our fair share of driving. We drove from Greensboro, North Carolina, all the way through Oklahoma City to Oklahoma City, and that was about 15 hours.
Yeah.
We made that. This Sioux Falls one felt longer than that. I promise you not.
Yeah,
that was rough. Like,
that one was a doozy. I think our actual longest travel day, aside from driving across the country, I don't think it happened last year. I want to say it was the year before. So we went to the Adventure Bandit Bash. Yes, It wasn't the Glamp Out. It was the Bandit Bash that they had in South Carolina. So it would have been October of 24. And we were really close to that campsite. So we were like, yes, we're going to like work, get off, go down there, enjoy the weekend. It's going to be great. And we did. But as soon as we got there, we realized that we had forgot some really important things for our children back at the house that we couldn't buy in the store. So like, rookie mistake here. We've been parenting for almost 7 years now, and we still forget stuff. So learn from our mistakes, but we literally had to get there, drop the kids off, drive back to our house, get what we needed, and drive back to the campsite.
Yeah, that was a rough day because Camille just got off work. I was sitting there trying to get everything set up, and then that was a 2.5 hour drive to get there to Savannah from where we were at.
Yeah.
And then just to sit there, and as soon as we get there, drive back 2.5 hours just to get in the car for 10 minutes and then drive back. That was rough. So we got back, it had to be like 2 in the morning, something like that.
It was late.
Yeah, we were asleep. Like, it was rough. It was rough.
So that one was the longest one. Any unplanned adventures that we had? I think some of our stops along the way, not all of those were planned. So coming across the country, we had things we wanted to do. But like the Minuteman missile silo, we weren't sure how close it was going to be.
Yeah.
The Wall drugstore, that one was actually unplanned.
That was unplanned because I really thought that I seen the sign that said the Badlands. And then when I got off, it said the Grasslands. I was highly upset. The Badlands was still off the exit, but it was 20 miles to the left. So that kind of threw me off. And so Camille was like, well, we already here at the Wall drugstore. Let's just go. So we went and spent about 15 to 30 minutes there. It was about 30 minutes because we went to the bathroom.
There's a lot to see. Yeah.
Yeah. So we did that. It was pretty cool. So we see why they said 2 million people show up there every year. So that was cool. Another unplanned, the Devil's Tower. That was unplanned.
Oh, it was. That's right.
Yep, Devil's Tower was unplanned. We were just driving. We stopped in Wyoming, at the rest stop because we just crossed there. We wanted to take a picture.
Yep, at the Welcome Center.
Yep. And then next thing you know, they was like, well, Devil's Tower is what, an hour, 45 minutes, something like that? I can't remember.
It was within 20 to 30 miles from I-90.
Yeah, so we just took the drive out there.
Yeah.
Yep. So that was pretty cool.
Look at that.
So that was unplanned. And the Minuteman missile, like I mentioned, that was unplanned. That one was funny because we were like right coming up, and I was in the middle, so I was in front of Camille when she was driving. And then I said, I think that's it right there. And I just swerved off, and I was like, whoop, we can go right here. She was following me. We didn't have the kids, so trust me, like we were fine with that. So we just pulled off, and then we went in there. It was pretty cool. So like that was fun.
That's true. Okay, funniest kid moment. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pick one because we've got goofy kids. Like, they're great.
Love them. They're too silly all the time.
They do a lot of silly things. So I don't know if I truly can pick like just one funniest kid moment.
I can give you one. So Carson, he likes to try to make you laugh. And he tries to give you these funny expressions. And you're looking at him like, okay. But it's funny, you should start laughing. And he has like 7 different faces for it. And it is hilarious. So.
Do another one. They are pretty funny. I like it. Most meaningful family memory. I do have one for that.
Go ahead.
So every time we stopped in a different state on this journey across the country, my mom made a point of making us take a family photo together. And she was doing it so that she could send updates back to like our family, like, hey, we're making it across, we're in this state, like this is how many places we've gone through. But it's nice because in today's age, like we take a lot of pictures and videos and things like that, but I feel like we don't often take pictures of ourselves or as a family. And so it's nice that we'll be able to have those and look and be like, wow, look how small the kids were when we came out here. And oh, remember we stopped and did XYZ before we took that picture. So I think that was probably my most meaningful one.
Well, I think for me, it's kind of not necessarily like a singular moment, But just when the kids, like, they go to new places and they see the city, they be like, wow, look at the lights, look at the city. They are so excited to see the lights and just be in the city and walk around in different cities that we go to. They just enjoy just looking at the buildings and looking at all the different things around. So that's probably one of the things, like, I enjoy when we sitting there riding through a bunch of different places, like their expressions when they're looking at different things.
That is true. We got lucky and we stayed in a hotel not too long ago that was on the 28th floor in a city, and they just stood at the window and was like, wow, look, there's a bird going across, and like I see the airplane, and oh, they were so excited. It was great. What was your favorite video to film? I don't even know if I can ask you. So
Yeah.
I say that because I'm the one who takes most of the video clips.
You do a lot of the clips.
I'm going to say what my favorite was to film, and then I'll let Aaron answer what his favorite was to edit, because that is
yes,
that's his domain. So it's a toss-up, but if we're thinking of the last year, I would say Chicago was my favorite to film. And Aaron probably agrees that was my favorite because I gave him like 700 clips of video to choose from.
731 to be exact. I remember that clip number, 731.
And that was just video clips. Like I took pictures and oh man.
It was a lot. Like, that's why it took me so long to get the edit out. That one was massive.
It was a lot. But it was just so much to see, and I didn't know what was going to come out great across the, like, camera, and I wanted him to have choices, and so, yes, I got a little video happy in Chicago.
It's fine.
So, hopefully you guys liked it.
It was a bunch of stuff that I didn't even know she like caught on camera. So I was like, all right, well, I mean, 731 is a lot, but at least I got a chance to go through it. And most of them were like short clips, so it wasn't too bad. It was just a lot to go through, and you want to do it, and then certain things you don't want to leave out, so you're kind of going back and forth because it was so many. So it was fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's through. It's done.
It is. You had options. All right. What was your favorite to edit, and then what was the hardest?
Oh, my favorite to edit?
Yeah.
Favorite be simple. So simple be any of the campground ones. Those are kind of simple because you can just get to enjoy yourself while you're walking by and filming the different sites, filming the amenities they have. So those are probably like my favorite ones. The most difficult one, Chicago. Like I said, 731. That was a lot. It was a lot. My gosh. So that's what it is.
That's funny. What was our most unexpectedly popular video?
Probably the cruise. The cruise. That one popped. Like, cause we didn't know people were actually going to do the Rhapsody of the Seas. So that was when we went to Panama City. Well, yeah, Panama City, Panama. We went down there, so we didn't realize a bunch of people wanted to sit there and actually, go get on that cruise ship. So, and that, because it's not one of the newer cruise ships, it's one of the older ones, but we still felt like we should film it so people can have an opportunity to understand like what's on the ship, what's excursions they have. So those are the things that we felt were like kind of important to sit there and highlight about the ship, because everybody goes on what the Utopia. Was it the Utopia of the Seas?
A lot of people are, especially for Royal Caribbean, are going on the newer ships. So like the Star class, I think is the newest one, but like the Oasis class and the big ships where you don't get as many stops, but that's because everything is on the ship. Where the Rhapsody was nice because with it being a smaller boat, that ship and classes similar to that get to go to like these smaller islands or take these longer trips and get through the Panama Canal or like go to Curacao and some of these places where they may not have the longest docks. Curacao is probably not the greatest example. They had a pretty big dock, but you guys know what I'm trying to say. And so we didn't really know that other people were kind of looking for those similar itineraries. And it's funny because we took that trip and posted it, but it didn't pick up traction that same year. It was like as the year went on, and then last year, I guess, as people were starting to plan their trips and see prices, they were like, oh, look at this video. And so it was unexpectedly popular.
Yeah.
So thank you guys.
Yeah, and it was awesome because I enjoyed answering all the questions because I'm like, oh, this is cool. I get to, get some interaction and speak with people who really want to know about the ship. So it was cool that we already had that experience and we got to share that information with everyone.
I agree. I think the one I thought that was unexpectedly popular was the places to eat in Seattle.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of places to eat in Seattle. And we didn't think that the 10 or so we showed you guys was going to be so exciting. So
yeah, and there's a few that we didn't film because we were too hungry and we ate it and we was like, all right, we'll get it next time. But it was a bunch of places and we plan to share some more of those things. So we're going to give you a bunch of food places in the future.
Yeah. Now that we're close, we'll be able to give you a part 2, part 3, part 10. Yeah. I don't know. We'll figure out how many restaurants we can go eat a lot. And review and share. That sounds so exciting. The biggest what were we thinking moment where it was like, oh, wow, why did we agree to this?
Standing on that block in Chicago over the thing. I'm trying to tell you, y'all think I'm playing. My body shut down. It would not move. I know the people behind us was like, what's going on? Is he okay? My legs was wobbling. And I don't know. It's like when you do leg day and you do too much legs and then you sitting there trying to walk and your legs are just moving. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. That's exactly how my legs was. And then I don't know how I got out there. It's probably I just focused on something else and then I sat out there. If you kind of could tell, my feet was still on the, not the glass part, so it was still, that for me, that was my, what am I doing? And I know it's completely safe. I see thousands of people sitting there doing it, but my body was like, nope, I'm going to be the one that breaks it. So
I can see that. I had similar feelings when we did. No. I was trying to relate to your experience.
Okay, my bad.
No, I was saying I feel your sentiment when we did the Space Needle the year before.
Oh, yeah.
And we got up real high and I made him sit on the thing. And he did it. And then it was my turn and I couldn't do it. Yeah. I could not put my back against that glass to save. Nope.
I'll do the Space Needle again because at least I get to sit down. My legs could be free. But that block, man, I'm trying to tell you, you a special person if you could go stand on that thing and be fine.
I did it. So that's why we're together. Because you can do the things that I can't, and I did the one that you couldn't. When did you feel the proudest of the channel?
Oh gosh, that's a question I wasn't expecting. I don't know. I think I've always just been proud of it because it's something that I always wanted to do. I kind of dragged Camille into it, and then she not hijacked it, but she brings out the personality in both of us. So I think just the fact that I got her on board with it, it kind of made everything, I guess, more special. So every video piece of content that we put out, I enjoy it and just want people to share it and enjoy it with us. So all these things are we're doing it because we just enjoy doing it. So I think that's what just makes me proud of the channel in general. So any type of content that we put out, anything that we put out, for me, I feel like it's just a bunch of love going into it. And I just enjoyed the process of just getting better and making better videos and creating better things. So I think each time I do something like that, it just makes me prouder and prouder every day. So that's probably my opinion.
I am proud every time that you guys comment and say that something was helpful or that you learned something new.
Yes.
Because we're just average people going out and exploring and telling you things that we thought were cool. And so when someone's like, wow, I am so glad that you shared that with me, or I had that same question, thanks for answering, or I learned so much about the history that I didn't know. I mean, I feel like a proud parent. I'm like, oh, thank you. We shared something.
Yeah, no, that's one thing I love too that when you guys comment all the time, like, and we get to respond back, I'm like, oh, this is cool. So like, I'm like so excited to sit there and respond back with some of the fun things that we've done. Like, so please, if any questions y'all have, like, trust me, we'll respond. We're not shy. Like, we'll get to it and we'll sit there and give you our opinion and give you our experience. And hopefully you can have those same experiences or even better experiences than what we have.
Agreed. All right, so we've been rambling for a long time, which means we need to get to the end of this and wrap it up. So, what is our big picture vision for 2026? You want me to start it off?
Yeah, you can start it off.
Okay, so we're in a new area. So clearly, our first thing is to show you all about the new places we are. So we've got a few things lined up already. We've got Oregon on the list.
Yep.
And then because we live in Washington, we're going to try to show you different places in Washington. This area likes to do a lot of festivals. They're known for growing and harvesting a lot of things. So we're going to try to kind of bring the culture in, but also just explore the cities, because you may not know a lot about what's out here, especially if you're on the East Coast like we are.
Definitely.
So I'm excited to do that. And then we already kind of teased that we've got some hikes that we're going to try to go on with the kids and waterfall hunting. There's some cool trolls out here that we're going to try to seek out and show you guys on video. So that's the biggest kind of travel goals of what we've got lined up.
Yep, Vancouver is right there, so we're gonna try to head over to Vancouver because that's like right across the border. We have that. There's Leavenworth. It's kind of what German themed. We did a German theme in Helen, Georgia, back in last year. I think it was last year.
I think it was last year.
So we did that. So that's pretty cool. Check that out. But also there's like this whale tour that I want to see. So I want to go see that. So I'm excited about that. So I'm really thinking on like a ferry boat or maybe something a little bit more, I guess, private to go sit there and see the orcas. So I think that's exciting.
Agreed. And then, of course, like, just getting better, right? Being able to kind of bring you guys stories. Let us know if there's any aspects of the videos you want us to keep consistent. So it's like, yes, please tell me about the history of wherever you're going, or, like, less of that, more of this. We are flexible. So please comment down below if there's anything that you're like, we love this, hate this is mid, whatever.
Right.
Just tell us. We love the feedback.
Yeah.
And then trying to kind of get some of that maybe onto paper so that you can recreate some of these places that we're going to. So if there's any specific itinerary that you're like, man, I really loved this, let us know. We'd be happy to put it into, like a PDF or something that we can share with people.
Yep.
And as we get better with like our packing lists and planning and, organizing all of that, down the road, we will also try to bring those things to you guys as well, so that you're not recreating the wheel. Because packing for a family to go somewhere, especially for somewhere short, it can be a process. Anything else that you would like to share with the people before we wrap up our New Year video?
I don't know. Like, just that we're excited to sit there and explore we're excited to explore this whole new place. Like, we did a lot of things in the Southeast, so, y'all have been to Florida with this, you've been to Tennessee with this, you've been to Georgia, all through Georgia with this. So the fact that we're in a different places, like we're on the complete opposite side of the country, on the Pacific Northwest, so try to explore all these things over here. There's some places in Canada that I want to visit that I want to visit. But just getting excited. And the kids, they want to go to California for some reason. They just been talking about California. I'm like, who told you about California? Why do you want to go to California? Fine, we'll go to California. Stop talking about California and we'll go. So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get a California question in the morning.
I mean, they've come a long way. They used to ask to go to Tokyo, and they wanted to ride trains across Europe, and because that was the stuff we were watching on YouTube. And so they were like, well, why can't we just go to Tokyo this weekend? All right, guys, if you liked it, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, hit that bell notification so that you can keep us accountable for posting consistent content this year.
Please do.
And be notified about it when we drop a new video. As always, we are welcome to your comments and we would love to hear them. But until next time, Happy New Year!